Hey guys, it's Twintuitive717. I'm back with another video. I wanted to thank you guys, as always, for hanging with me on the channel. This is a safe place for you to be, to relax, and to share your twin flame journey, and most of all, feel supported. So before I begin, I wanted to let you know that this was a reading for both of the masculines and feminines, what he's thinking about her and what she's receiving from his energy at this time, because I do feel a lot of separation and both of them are embarking on a new journey. A new set of transformation is taking place within the connection. I have the Fool card to start off this reading, and I love that there is a beautiful woman on the Fool card, because to me this is Uranus energy. It's awakening and liberating ourselves to the path that we want to walk on, no matter how weird or quirky it seems, right? A lot of us are in twin flame connections. We're attracted to these people that just come into our lives, and it does seem very unorthodox, but you're being forced to ask yourself, are you going to follow your path or what everyone else expects of you? So the feminines are breaking away from the strings of 3D behavior and really soaring and going for what it is she desires. And sometimes this includes breaking away from the twin flame connection as well, while her partner learns to break away from those strings themselves. I have the Mirror card coming up next. So the Mirror card talks all about expansion. It's Jupiter energy. So now is a really good time to learn something new. If you are on the verge of moving away from focusing so much on the twin flame journey, now is a time for renewal of energy so that you can begin a new course, you can learn something new, start a new business, meet new people, travel. It's a good time to expand the different levels of who it is you are, and most of all, remember that person again. Right now, the feminines don't have to worry because the masculines haven't seen anyone like you before. They always circle back to the feminine energy, and this is why we're here. This is why we've stumbled upon the term twin flame. I have the Priest card. I'm not going to show this card too close to the camera because it is a very vulgar card, but the Priest here talks about being possessive, or the I have energy, being very tenacious. And I think this talks about going after what you want. Something about this card also tells me that both the masculine and feminines from the very beginning knew that there was something unique about the other that they just had to have and that they would have one day. And it's put them both on this path to creating that very fantasy, if you will, of them coming together. And I think that the 3D world, or the reality of things, keeps surprising them, which is what makes them both stay on this path and resurfacing into each other's lives. We have the Ace of Cups here. So the cups itself is a very feminine energy. So right away, I feel like the masculines are falling in love with the feminines because the feminines' energy is very inviting at this time. And it's inviting because she's being herself and she's listening to her own heart. And this is a beautiful example of where the masculine himself wants to be. There's just something about the feminine that makes him want to be like her and her just like him. But this is often the version of the dreams that they see of each other, or just the energy that's felt. So there's a lot of romance and sex and passionate thoughts within this time that they're experiencing each other. Even though they're walking away, they can never really forget one another. And these are sort of the type of thoughts that tend to come up the minute you do decide to walk on different paths. And that's completely normal because we have the Three of Cups coming up after that. And she's swimming off in another direction in my energy because the feminine is feeling very creative at this time. And I think that she's feeling creative because she's feeling safe enough to walk away because she knows that the masculine loves her. She can feel that within her heart. And it's pushing the both of them into the hermit energy, and the masculines are wanting to strategize during this time. Okay, so this also does represent a lot of Mercury in Cancer energy, and usually people with Mercury in Cancer tend to be very tactful and they can sit around and plan something until it's perfect. So sometimes you tend to have patience with this person, or you will have to have patience with this person in order for them to come forward and reveal their most deepest thoughts to you, okay? And they can sense that about you as well. They can sense whether or not they can tell you how they're feeling. Next, we have the Death card here that's coming up. And I feel like that is for both of the twins right now, because the Death card is Scorpio energy in this deck. And that is like the I want energy, okay? I want it, I have to have it. Very passionate. And sometimes when this energy comes around, I feel like it's the both of the twins thinking about each other from this Scorpio energy, feeling like I want you and I have to have you because I will be loyal and committed to you, and I promise you that. And they can both kind of like sense this about each other, like they're the real deal. Like I hear the masculine feeling this about the feminine and the feminine feeling this about the masculine, and now they're both starting to feel comfortable in this space of separation and going off and doing their own thing. The Seven of Swords comes up as our action card. Okay, so there's actions being carried out, and sometimes it can be in secret because, again, there's many twins and connections where they're married, they have families, and they're coming to realizations that they have to do things and they have to do it appropriately, respectfully, and gently, honestly, and with integrity. So there's a lot that's coming up right now, and patience is needed in order to move this forward. We have the World card coming up. Okay, I feel like the word World card is coming up here because it talks about Saturn energy, and you need to be a little bit firm around your restrictions. Okay, so sometimes when we have those qualities of honesty and integrity and wanting to be truthful, many of us can feel very steamrolled by other energies who we deem as narcissists. Sorry guys, that's Mega upstairs causing trouble. So sometimes we can deem other people as like narcissists, or they have like certain personality disorders. And I feel like now is the time to get educated and be knowledgeable and learn at this time about these types of behaviors so that you know how to deal with people effectively. Okay, because communication is key in these types of relationships that are sometimes blocking the twins from moving together. We've got the Knave right now of Pentacles, or the Knave of Earth in this deck, and this is someone who has the desire to learn, and this is the masculines, because I think they kind of like took it for a joke before in terms of how serious the twin flame energy was, and that has a lot to do with like as soon as you Google the word twin flame, all of the stuff that you see on there is sometimes confusing and overwhelming. Sometimes it kind of sounds like it's a joke. Sometimes it sounds like it's conspiracy. So right now the masculine is taking time out to really learn about himself, the feminine, and what he truly feels inside, away from what everybody else's input seems to be, okay? And that's really pushing him into the Eight of Cups, which is Saturn and Pisces energy. And that's talking about our wellness and our overall well-being, connecting more to our spirituality, our creativity, making the impossible possible. And he's just so tired of trying to remain logical all the time. It's like the Alan Watts quote I posted on my feed the other day about, nothing being more dangerous than being sane all the time. Sometimes we have to go back to that space of being insane and feeling our emotions, feeling ourselves, feeling like it's normal. And this is where the masculines are at now. And I kind of feel him feeling so thankful that the feminine is there, because only she would understand all of the craziness that he's been experiencing so far, throughout this journey. And I think that she's kind of given him the heads up in certain conversations that they've had. So that is super interesting. I've got the Six of Swords ending off this reading. And the Six of Swords talks about wandering into the unknown, being very curious. And I think that this represents the masculine thinking about the feminine, okay? So I feel like this is around communication and reaching out unexpectedly. And again, he's been strategizing, but he wants to reach out and have like a little bit of small talk. And I think that the Six of Swords energy is pushing his thoughts with being very confident and overcoming any kind of like changes and being uncomfortable around being vulnerable in this sense, okay? This is Mercury and Aquarius energy, which talks about taking mental leaps forward. Masculines go for it, because I really feel like it's when you go to the beach or to the cottage or to the lake, and the water is extremely cold, and the only way to have fun is just to dive in, okay? Not walk in slowly. I hope this reading finds you all well. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next video.